Hey everybody, it's Dalton. We're getting that time of year now. I get to throw one of my favorite baits, a spinnerbait. There we go. That's how you get it started. Good little spinnerbait right here. Little spinnerbait action's getting it going right now. I absolutely love a spinnerbait bite. They hit it so good. I'm just kind of going right over the top of these rocks right here, and he came right up and got it. Man, that's fun. What's really fun about these spinnerbaits is this water is pretty clear. I mean, you could probably see 4 or 5 feet down. So by just rolling this right under the surface and just waking it, you can literally see the bass come up and take it. I tell you, there's nothing like a spinnerbait bite to me. There he is. Come on over here, buddy. Come on over here. Settle down. I got you. Man. These guys are chunky, getting ready to spawn. And I'm having fun. These spinnerbaits, when these bass are real active like this, I mean, this is a perfect day for a spinnerbait. It's cloudy, so, you know, these bass are not getting a good look at it. I'm working it just fast enough to where they don't get a good look at it, but keeping it up top. And man, when they hit it good. Woo! There he is. Got him. Come on. Come on. Come on. Woo! There we go. I've said this in other videos, but I started out in bass fishing when I was a little kid. My dad gave me 2 baits, a spinnerbait and some type of Texas rig worm. I caught so many fish on spinnerbaits. I caught them when you weren't even supposed to throw a spinnerbait. And goodness gracious, this is such a great bite. Another nice one here. He just came up and smacked it. I'm fishing around this rock, and it's kind of an island, I guess. A lot of people fish this rock, and I'm catching them right off the edges of the points mostly, but I'm also getting them along the sides. This one here I got right off that point. So I'm coming around and I'm just hitting this same area, but I'm hitting it from the other side and changing angles. Sometimes you can hit the exact same area, just change the angle. So if it slows down the bite, change the angle, come from another direction. You'd be surprised how many bites you pick up just doing that. One of the things when we get into this pre-spawn period, and right now the water temperature is 56 right here, but where I was fishing earlier it was 58. And a guy told me it got up to 60 yesterday, so water temperatures are pretty prime right now. One of the baits that I start throwing when the water temperatures get 55 or more is a spinnerbait. This is a Strike King burner. It's a 1/2 ounce. I was using a trailer earlier, but it kept turning the bait sideways, so I took the trailer off, and I don't really think I need it. It's not that I get a lot of bites with a spinnerbait. I do get a lot of taps from smaller fish, but when I do get one, it's usually a pretty good bass. My setup for this is pretty simple. I've got a 6'8" Okuma EVX medium heavy action rod. I've got a loose speed spool. It's a 7:5 to 1 gear ratio. And I'm throwing this on 30-pound braid, just straight braid. The reason for that is I'm keeping this bait really high in the water column. I want it just under the surface, or I want it to make a wake just on top of the surface. So when I cast this thing out, I lift my rod tip up and I start bringing it back. I use a high-speed reel. That way I can easily keep that bait just under the surface, make a little wake. Like I said, I've had several taps on it today, but a lot of them were small, but the bigger ones will just come up and take it. So this is a good time of year, pre-spawn, cloudy day. It'd be a little better, I think, if there was a little more wind, but I have gotten quite a few taps on this. Every once in a while, what I'll do is I'll speed it up. I'll let those blades just tap the water. Looks like little baby fish trying to get away, and that's another way to get bites. So if you haven't started throwing a spinnerbait yet, I encourage you to do it. It catches good bass, catches big bass, and it's just a great overall bait. I've been throwing a spinnerbait since I was a kid. Let's see if I can get some more.